On the night of November 8, 2016, the world anxiously followed the results of the United States presidential election. In a race marked by polarization and intense media coverage, Donald John Trump, the Republican candidate and real estate magnate, emerged as the 45th President of the United States. His victory speech, delivered at the Hilton Midtown in New York shortly after his win over Democrat Hillary Clinton was confirmed, represented a moment of transition and surprise on the global political stage. The context of this election was unique. Donald, an outsider to traditional politics, had based his campaign on populist and controversial rhetoric. With slogans like "Make America Great Again," he promised radical reforms in the economy, immigration, and foreign policy, addressing concerns of voters who felt neglected by the political system. On the other hand, his campaign also faced harsh criticism for controversial statements and the division it generated among the electorate. When Trump took the stage for his speech, he not only celebrated his victory, but also adopted a conciliatory tone, emphasizing the need for national unity. He thanked Hillary Clinton for her public service and acknowledged the future challenges of governing a deeply divided country. The speech also marked the beginning of a new political era in the United States, with repercussions that would resonate globally. The significance of this speech goes beyond the election itself. It symbolized the rise of a new form of political communication, with a strong reliance on social media and direct messaging to the public. Additionally, it represented a turning point in American politics, with the advent of a president who did not follow the traditional norms of a political career. With this introduction, we aim to contextualize his victory speech, highlighting its historical relevance and the impact it had on the political landscape, both in the United States and globally. The next step is to analyze the main points of his speech, exploring his rhetoric, intentionality, and persuasive strategies. Donald's victory speech was strategically structured to convey a message of inclusion and hope, contrasting with the combative tone that characterized his campaign. Early in the speech, he thanked voters and his family, acknowledging the essential support he received during the race. He also made a point to mention Hillary Clinton, congratulating her on her campaign and years of public service, a gesture aimed at easing post-election tensions. One of the most notable aspects of the speech was his attempt to adopt a unifying tone. He stated, "Now it is time for America to bind the wounds of division and come together as one people." This declaration reflects a clear strategy to move beyond the divisions generated by the campaign and present himself as a leader for all Americans, regardless of party affiliation. However, it is important to note that this message of unity contrasts with the divisive language often used during his candidacy. The use of simple and direct rhetoric was another striking feature. He avoided political jargon or the complexities of traditional speeches. Instead, he opted for clear messages that could be easily understood by a broad audience. This reflects his populist approach, prioritizing an emotional and direct connection with voters. In terms of content, Donald reiterated the core promises of his campaign, such as revitalizing the American economy, creating jobs, and strengthening infrastructure. Additionally, he emphasized the need to work together to rebuild the country and restore the American dream. These ideas resonated with a base of voters who felt excluded by the political establishment. The impact of the speech was significant. For his supporters, it represented a moment of hope and validation of their choices. For critics, however, it was met with skepticism, given the controversial nature of his campaign. Regardless of the reactions, the speech laid the groundwork for his administration and indicated the main themes that would dominate his presidency. Analyzing this speech, it becomes evident that it was designed to consolidate the support of Donald's base, while attempting to extend an olive branch to those who voted against him. His rhetoric, though simple, was carefully calibrated to reach different segments of the electorate, emphasizing promises of unity and progress. Trump's victory speech raises pertinent questions about the challenges of governing in a context of political and social division. It also offers an opportunity to reflect on the importance of public communication in building leadership during times of crisis. A central point is the promise of national unity. Despite the conciliatory tone Donald adopted in his speech, the polarization that marked his campaign and subsequent trajectory as president demonstrates that words alone are not enough to heal deep societal divisions. This scenario prompts reflection on the role of leadership in fostering national reconciliation and promoting democratic values. His simplistic rhetoric, while effective in mobilizing his base, also points to a broader phenomenon: the impact of direct and emotional communication in contemporary politics. In a hyper-connected world where social media amplifies discourse, the ability to convey clear and engaging messages becomes a defining trait for any leader. However, this approach can also pose risks, such as the spread of incomplete information or the reinforcement of polarizing narratives. Another aspect worth reflecting on is the relationship between campaign promises and governmental achievements. Upon assuming the presidency, Donald faced the challenge of transforming his ideas into concrete policies, balancing the demands of his voters with institutional constraints and political opposition. This dilemma serves as a reminder that effective leadership requires not only vision, but also the ability to negotiate and a commitment to viable solutions. In the contemporary landscape, marked by global crises and complex challenges, Trump's speech underscores the importance of rethinking leadership models. It also invites us to reflect on the role of civil society in demanding transparency, accountability, and inclusion from any government. His 2016 victory speech was a landmark event that combined hope, a promise of unity, and significant challenges. His words reflected both the expectations and the tensions of a polarized nation. Revisiting moments like this encourages us to consider how public communication influences not only political directions, but also social relationships and collective values. Regardless of opinions about Donald as a figure, his speech represents a milestone, reminding us of the power of words in shaping political narratives. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, where we explore historical moments that shaped the world. Together, we can continue learning and debating the paths of history and politics. See you next time.